Hi guys, this is Torquewitch coming to you from my small apartment. This is the Q&A video. I had a few people send in some requests, so I'll just try to get on with it and go through it as quickly as possible. I'm not sure how long my phone is going to be able to record for, so we'll try. So the first couple of questions are a couple of people sent in similar things, like when did you get started practicing, learning about witchcraft and magic, what got you started, what sorts of magic do you do, your favorite things about it, where did you learn about the different types. So we'll try to do that first. So what got me started practicing magic? It's kind of a boring story, really. I did actually do a longer version of this on my channel. If you want to check it out, I'll try to leave a link or something. Basically, I was a practicing Christian for like 20 years, and there was this big event that happened to me when I was in college that really kind of screwed my head faith-wise, and I was never really connected with it anyway, but I really tried to, because I thought, you know, that was what I was supposed to do. But during this event, it kind of showed me that there were different things about the rest of the world, different religions, practices that I didn't realize actually existed. I was always taught that witchcraft and like energy stuff was all either fake or from the devil. So I just didn't really pay attention to it at all. I didn't know it was real practice. And that event sort of, in a way, showed me that it did actually exist. So I spent about 2 years not doing much of anything. I was really empty and didn't really know what to think about anything. I was going through a pretty rough emotional time also, so that didn't really help, but I just didn't know what to feel about religion or faith anymore. And then one day, a few years later, when things started to get back on track in my life, sort of, Wicca just popped up in my head for absolutely no reason. I had never heard of it, really, except in passing maybe. I don't have any Wiccan friends or anybody that practices magic. So I said, hey, you know, maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe I should do some research, and picked up a couple books at the library and started there, basically. So I don't really know why, but that's sort of what sent me on this journal direction. I wanted to know more about it because I didn't ever think it was real. I wanted to know why everyone was so afraid of it. Sorry. Next question was, how long have you been practicing for? So I consider myself to have started on Imbolc, whatever, of last February. So really, I haven't been practicing that long. Maybe you guys think that I have, but I really haven't. I did a little bit of research before that, but I sort of just jumped into it. And things have changed. Obviously, I'm not Wiccan, but that's just where I started. So I consider that date on that calendar of Sabbaths as to where I started my practice. It's about what, like almost a year and a half, ballpark it. What sorts of magic do you do? If you haven't been following me for very long or don't know much about my personal life, I am a spoonie. I have chronic illness. I have a lot of trouble digesting food properly. Like, food and drink hurts a lot. So it takes away a lot of my energy throughout the day, and I have to be able to go to work, run my business, and sometimes do other jobs too. So my range of magic that I do is not very wide. I would say, mostly bath or shower magic because I don't have a bathtub. Self-care stuff. You've seen the comfort bag that I made, possibly. I like to create my space, this space, as my safe haven, you know, for where I can heal or relax, just kind of focus on feeling okay. So I have some wards and protection set up. I have charms, like this spoon charm over there to help promote calming energy and extra energy. The Home Sweet Home spell jar. I like jars. I like jar spells because they're easy. They don't require a lot out of you unless you want them to. What else? I do some energy work every once in a while, usually with music. Basically for dealing with pain or releasing bad energy or something like that. Even that's hard for me because, like, the extent of my energy being drained is to the point that if I try to sing along to a song in the car, I literally start being in pain in my stomach because it's too much, you know, pressure and energy output. So doing a lot of, you know, advanced stuff like astral or even just meditating can be really hard for me. So I just try to do things that encompass the idea of making my space and myself comfortable. And that kind of goes along with the next question of what some of your favorite things about your craft. I guess I would say that I really like how it's given me confidence and it's really calmed me down a lot. When I was really sick, I was having a hard time being in public, you know, dissociating, having panic attacks. Having little spell jars on me or crystals or just little things like that has really helped me to, I guess, put my focus more towards something apart from my issues. Not that I don't take care of them, but that it shifts my focus onto something a little bit more grounded. just helped me be more confident in general, because I've seen my magic work. So, you know, when you start to see progress on your path, I think it really helps you to just take everything into a new perspective. Next question is, where did you learn about the different types? And I'm not sure if that's referring to different types of witches or different types of practices or spells. Tumblr. I will say I have 3 witchcraft books, and only 2 of them are like actual spell books. And I really don't find them that useful. And that's why I'm trying to write a book about Tumblr witches, because you guys are the ones that are actually, you know, we're actually doing spells that people can do. Not like, you must light this candle at 3 a.m. and then call upon the deities and all that shit. Like, we need something more realistic. So, I learned about everything because of you guys. Everyone's creating their own spells based on their own correspondences, experiences, and I think that's great. You know, I don't think that we should discount them since they're not from a book, because honestly, the books that I've read are shit. They just are trying to sell this idea that witchcraft is happy-go-lucky all the time, and that as long as you worship the god and goddess and are nice to everyone, that everything's fine. And that's just, in my opinion, that's not reality. And I don't feel comfortable taking a lot of information from those books unless, you know, they speak to me. So I just take from, you know, what I've seen around me and pretty much just go by what feels right to me, because I don't like following a strict guideline. That's what I didn't like about Christianity, is that you had to do this one way and your personal thoughts are never right. You know, I don't think that's right. And no, I don't hate Christians. I don't hate Christianity. Just wasn't for me. Anyway. The next one is, what is your favorite tarot card? And in general, I would like to say justice. Not for the fact of representing getting what you deserve, but more about balance. I'm always being reminded by the tarot to seek balance in my life. And when it comes to reading for others, it comes up a lot also. And I think that's a key element that lots of people don't realize is lacking in their life or their practice. I feel like it's a really solid advice card. And especially for those on a magical path, I think it's so easy to get caught up in trying to be the best or always focused on magic, like 24/7. And I honestly think that's a damaging perspective, because you're not enjoying the people around you, you're not enjoying the atmosphere around you, you're not going out, you're just always, what can I do to be magical? And you know, I think it's a little bit unhealthy. You know, I don't have perfect balance in my life. I'm always on Tumblr or working, and it sucks. But I'm just doing the best that I can with my situation. Least favorite method of divination is definitely pendulums. And I don't know why, but I really don't like using them for divination. I think they're okay for, it's still divination, but I think it's more useful to use it to find something or just give you a solid answer, yes, no. But, and you grid out different choices to narrow down. Like, there's a little bit of flexibility depending on how you work them, but I don't feel like there's a lot of insight when you use them, especially in regards to another person reading for someone else. I'm personally a very visual learner, so the tarot and oracle is great for me because I get to look at the picture and just get different feelings from the cards. And sometimes I'll see images when I'm divining, and that helps me to give people readings. With the pendulum, I feel like, and this has happened before, is that it's really easy to get a false answer. Some people will ask you trick questions, and you won't know. And they might do that on purpose. Like, they already know that what they're saying isn't quite the best way to word it. And they know that when your pendulum says no, they're gonna be like, oh, well, it's actually this. And people, it just, I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too easy to, it's just not enough there for me. So I'm sorry, people that use pendulums. Weirdest dream that I've had, if you've seen my posts on dreams, you probably don't want to know. You really don't. I have really fucked up dreams, and I'm not gonna talk about them on here because it's weird. One of them though, that's very frequent, that freaks me out, is I have this dream that I'm just walking around the house, it's just me, it's very calm, and nothing's happening. But then I'll feel like this weird presence in the background, and I'll keep walking around and like try and look for it, and then I'll see like feet under a curtain or something sticking out. It's not human, it's like a fucking alien. It's long toes. It's weird, but like my mind's like, I need to find it. So I'll keep going until I get to like this closet wherever it's standing behind. And as soon as I open the door, it'll like reach out, grab me, and then I'll just get like this sensation of being tasered, basically. Or tased. Whatever. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? It's really scary. But whatever. The next one is, fuck you, for one. This is a bad question. Not really. A devilish question. If you could cast one last spell before your magic disappears for no reason, what would it be and why? This is really hard. Hopefully my magic will never disappear. I don't think it can, but for question's sake, this is gonna be really sappy, but I would try to do something to alleviate my boyfriend's physical pain long term. He had an aneurysm before I met him, and it was really bad. Like, he actually died, and he had a lot of problems with like bleeding from the brain coming out everywhere before I met him, so I haven't experienced this quite as badly, but he has really horrible migraines a lot. He has headaches probably every day, and if he were to have another aneurysm, he probably would not survive. So I probably would do this huge, ridiculous ritual to try to alleviate that as much as possible. Try to avoid that kind of future. Not that I really think it's terribly possible, but I would still try. So the last two questions are about shadow work. The one is, can you talk about shadow work and common goals that you can get from utilizing that? I would just start out by saying I don't know much about shadow work. I think I've done it without realizing it, but I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. You guys just think I am, but I'm not. But I will say what my what I think it is and how I think it's useful. So shadow work to me is basically bringing up all of your personal issues, your past, anything that has really haunted you, and bringing it up, putting it in the light and saying, bitch, we're gonna figure this out. You literally have to force yourself to look at a particular situation in your life, lay it all out in front of you, and pick apart what went wrong, why it went wrong, and how you can avoid that in the future. That's my general view of what shadow work is. I did create a spell for past relationships that sort of deals with this concept, because you have to basically face everything that you went through again in order to release it from you. I don't think shadow work is the end all to your issues. I think that it's going to be really helpful and healing to really analyze something in your life that you want to avoid. But you have to be able to actually face it. You know, no matter if it was you that caused the problem or somebody else. You have to be able to accept what happened and work through it and move on. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be triggered down the line by a song or an experience or someone in your life that does the same thing. It doesn't mean that it's gone. It just means that when it comes up in your life again, you can deal with it in a better way that isn't going to send you into some dark place again. You know, you're trying to bring up that darkness and banish it. Then why is shadow work more beneficial than energy work or invoking foreign entities? I kind of feel like energy work is on a particular topic in relation to shadow work is not going to be as beneficial, because when I think of energy work, I think of basically, I guess, like shielding yourself from those bad experiences or energetically releasing yourself of them, which could work, but I don't think it's going to be as effective because you're more just sending it out instead of bringing it forward, staring at it, analyzing it, studying it, meditating on it, and then sending it out. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like energy work is going to be more of a long-term thing that you have to constantly keep up in order to keep those feelings out. When shadow work is more time and work intensive, but once you let it out, you don't need to keep on putting up those barriers anymore. It's gone. You know how to deal with it. So I feel like there's pros and cons, because energy work is sort of like ignoring it. You're just letting it stay over there, but you can't see it anymore. The shadow work is tackling it, fighting it, and killing it for good. As for invoking foreign entities, I don't. I don't. If it's foreign, I'm not going near that. I've had a few experiences with, I guess you could call them foreign entities. I've done like guided meditation when I was reading Wicca to meet the goddess. And when this entity came into my astral space, literally as soon as it appeared, all the electronics in my room went crazy and fluxed, and I freaked out. I was like, whoa, dude, no, okay, we're not, no. And then, like, that was like a year and a half ago, and then maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, I did a similar guided meditation to meet a dragon. And it was successful, but it was also very scary. Not like in a, oh my god, I'm so freaked out, but like, just too much going on. I felt like I was in a tornado, and I couldn't breathe, and I was dizzy, it didn't feel good. It wasn't a negative experience, it was just probably me not grounding, or something like that. It's just, it would require too much work for me to try to even that out. I just don't think it's that as effective either, because you're trusting. I'm thinking what you're trying to say is that you are releasing your issues to something outside of yourself, like a foreign entity, to deal with it. But you let them deal with it, and not you. And that just seems like a cop-out to me, that you're not dealing with your issues, you're just letting the world deal with it in its own way. And I don't think that's healing in any sense of the word. It's kind of like when I was reading the first couple chapters of Modern Guide to Witchcraft by Sky Alexander. She says in the one section that basically you, after a spell, if you're not quite sure about it, to just say, hey universe, I'm leaving this responsibility up to you. I'm not gonna think about it anymore. And I just think that's dumb. Like, if something goes wrong with your spell that you created, you're not gonna take responsibility for it. You're just gonna let the universe deal with it. No. I don't think that's helpful to you or to anyone else. I don't like talking to foreign entities. I like talking to people that I know, or beings that I am familiar with. I would never trust something outside of myself with my personal issues unless I know them. that they are there for my best interest. So that's what I think about that. Thank you so much for all these questions. I really enjoyed it. I'm hoping I can actually get this up and running. But if you want me to do this again, I would very much love to do that. Send me in some questions for next time, and we can talk again later. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.